Well, your home and land are probably your most valuable thing you own, but you might be surprised at just how easy it is to steal them.
We told you last night about the local couple now in prison who did just that. Dwayne Pullman found out how vulnerable many of us may be when someone decides to steal your home.
This old home in Cincinnati's North Side is at the center of a case involving deception.
You wouldn't think it was going to happen to you.
And theft.
I never imagined that someone could just forge a deed and take your home from you.
Which forced a family to break into their own house.
There we go.
And police officers to draw their weapons and go inside.
This ain't police. If you're in here, please call out.
In late January, two people, Stephanie Kinley and Jeremy Davis, moved into this old home on Hamilton Avenue that belonged to the Runk family.
There's just stuff everywhere.
Like they owned the place.
Yeah.
Kinley and Davis filed this deed on January 25th at the Hamilton County Auditor's Office, which declared they were the new owners. But Reno Runk, who has owned this home with his wife since 1990, never sold it.
In your wildest dreams, could you have thought this would have happened?
Not to me.
To make matters worse, Reno just remodeled that old home, sparing no expense.
Well over $150,000.
His daughter, Carrie, a realtor, discovered on February 1st that something was very wrong. Locks on the doors had been changed.
I knew there had to have been a problem, like something illegal had happened.
Carrie immediately checked the county auditor's website.
And that's when I about died.
She found the deed was done.
I knew it wasn't my parents' signature. I thought my parents just lost their house. And I felt helpless.
Carrie's sister, Kim, felt helpless too.
And I felt violated because it felt like we kept getting re-victimized because nobody would help us.
Nearby, they watched their old house on Hamilton, taking pictures and videos.
Oh, you staked it out?
Yes, I staked it out.
Wow.
Showing people they did not know wandering in and out of their home.
Then they took this house
And the family quickly discovered they were far from alone.
on paper they owned that house right there and that house right there.
According to the prosecutor, Kinley and Davis filed other fraudulent deeds right across the street. Stolen.
Yeah.
In all, the couple listed themselves as the new owners of 4 other properties on Hamilton Avenue. They virtually owned the street.
That's what they were after.
Reno fought back, hiring an attorney.
Can I ask what your bill is?
The one I got right now is a little over $11,000.
It was money well spent. On February 5th, a judge issued this temporary restraining order to remove Kinley and Davis from the house. Carrie captured this video of police clearing the home. Kinley and Davis weren't there, but when Carrie and Kim got inside, they found the couple's belongings everywhere, from food in the fridge to toothbrushes in the bathroom. Carrie and Kim changed those locks and posted that protection order in the window.
We taped it to the window so they would see it.
But that night, the couple found their way back inside. Police were called again. This time, officers wrote them up.
It was a nightmare.
And it was far from over. According to police, the couple forced their way in again the following weekend.
They broke in the door on a Saturday by chiseling the locks out.
Kinley was charged with trespass. 2 days later, she and Davis were arrested at the auditor's office, trying to file more deeds.
For the record, State of Ohio versus Jeremy Davis.
Kinley and Davis, who each faced 18 charges, agreed to a deal, pleading guilty to 5 counts of theft. They hoped that would keep them out of prison. It didn't.
You can reject anything you want.
Kinley was sentenced to 18 months behind bars. Davis was sentenced to 2 years.
One will be 12 months out.
I think they're nuts, okay? They're just crazy. But if they slip through the cracks, it happens.
Whatever they are, both Kinley and Davis took a deal, pleading guilty to theft. Most of the other charges were dropped.
So if it can happen to you,
Didn't happen to anybody.
The fact that it did happen reveals a huge problem with how we protect the most valuable thing most of us own. Now, none of this would have happened without some help. And tomorrow, I'll introduce you to a woman who sealed the deal, allowing that couple to steal a home. And I'll show you why that may make your home more vulnerable too. My investigation, Stolen Homes, continues tomorrow night on Local 12 News, live at 6. I'm Dwayne Pullman. I'll see you then.
3 homes, an apartment building, and a church, all before any of the real owners knew what happened.
Stephanie Kinley and Jeremy Davis have been caught and convicted of multiple thefts. But this brazen crime has left many people wondering how in the world they managed to do it.
Tonight, Local 12's Dwayne Pullman investigates how a simple seal was the key to these crimes that terrorized a local family for weeks.
It was a nightmare.
The nightmare for the Runk family was the theft of their home.
It's crazy.
A theft involving this couple. A bizarre claim.
He has identified himself as a sovereign citizen.
A break-in.
There we go.
Police being called in.
Get your hands up or we can sell.
And most importantly, the prosecutor says it involved this, a fraudulent deed.
We felt violated.
In late January, Stephanie Kinley and Jeremy Davis moved into this home on Hamilton Avenue, owned by Reno Runk and his wife.
You wouldn't think it was going to happen to you.
But it did. Both Kinley and Davis have been convicted of theft for stealing homes and properties on Hamilton Avenue. But before they were arrested, the pair simply took over the Runk family home.
There was just stuff everywhere.
Like they owned the place,
Yeah.
which on paper they did.
Yeah.
On January 25th, Kinley and Davis filed this deed at the Hamilton County Auditor's Office, allowing them to claim the home as their own. But the signatures on that deed are not real. Reno Runk and his wife never signed.
I never imagined that someone could just forge a deed and take your home from you.
So why did the Hamilton County Auditor and Recorder's offices allow this deed to be filed? It turns out anyone can forge signatures and steal a home if a notary public signs and seals the document.
Is it really that easy?
It's pretty easy.
The deed that led to the theft of the Runk family home has a seal and signature from this woman.
Are you Julie?
She is Julie Kathleen Taylor, the same one who notarized the deed that led to the theft of the Runk home. Taylor runs 24/7 Mobile Notary LLC, which means she meets people across the tri-state who need documents notarized, which is what she says happened when she met Kinley and Davis.
I met these people in a parking lot.
Taylor admits she notarized this deed, even though she did not witness Reno Runk or his wife sign in front of her.
You did violate a golden rule, which is you're supposed to watch them sign it.
Yep.
Taylor tells me she notarized even though she knew she should not, because Kinley and Davis, she says, convinced her to do it.
So in other words, you said I'm not supposed to put a notary
Yes.
without them being here.
Right.
And Taylor says she notarized that deed anyway. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters says the auditor's office had no choice but to accept it.
Is it because the auditor's office, which is your first line of defense, has to take a document that is notarized?
Yes,
And they can't question?
correct.
While Taylor notarized the deed that led to the Runk family home being transferred, other notaries pressed their seals for other deeds.
On paper, they own that house right there and that house right there.
Prosecutors say Kinley and Davis filed other fraudulent deeds on homes, an apartment building, even a church on the same block.
Stolen.
Yeah.
I have considered sentencing factors under 29.
On Wednesday, the couple faced a judge who sent them to prison for 5 counts of theft.
You can reject anything you want.
Kinley was sentenced to 18 months behind bars. Davis was sentenced to 2 years.
One will be 12 months to how
While the case is now closed, it does expose a weakness in a system that allows couples like this to steal if they can get that seal.
And it can be just like that your home is gone.
It's true. And I would very much support a way to block it. but it's tough right now. It's tough.
But reforming the system doesn't appear to be coming anytime soon. That notary, Julie Kathleen Taylor, has not been charged with any crime. And the Ohio Secretary of State's office confirms it just renewed her commission. Taylor tells me she intends to continue getting paid to notarize documents. Detectives say they're continuing to investigate. And so am I. I'm Dwayne Pullman, Local 12 News.